Okay, hello and welcome back. I'm just Donna, and yes, we are streaming on a Wednesday again instead of a Thursday because I managed to tweak my back earlier this week and I'm on medical leave from work until I can get that sorted. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but until then, I'll be streaming slightly more often. It depends on how I feel, but I wanted to get moving on the Cata zones for Cata Classic. Depending on how far we get today, I may go ahead and switch to doing the War Within on Sunday. So that, of course, depends on how my back's doing. I've already been to the chiropractor once. I'm planning to go back to see him because there's basically I hadn't seen him since October, and he scolded me for waiting so long to see him again. It's just between his schedule and my schedule, just never felt like it worked out. And the only reason I saw him this week was because my back was just so painful. I can't even sleep in my own bed. I'm sleeping in my recliner because it's just easier on my back that way. So this is Harrison Jones, who we were working with in Oldham. This is where he can usually be found in Stormwind. I think when I logged in, there was a group of people around him, and he was talking. Let's see if I can... Here we go. Archaeology is a search for fact, not truth. If it's truth you're interested in, cutting Nordlinger's philosophy class is right down the hall. Everybody laughed. So forget any ideas you've got about lost cities, exotic travel, and digging up the world. 70% of all archaeology is done in the library. Research, reading. We cannot afford to take mythology at face value. One of the students flutters her eyelashes at Harrison Jones. Well, next week, Tenaris, starting with the excavation of Broken Pillar by Marvin Rivet Seeker in year 22. I will be here doing research if anybody's got any problems for the next hour and a half. That is basically a direct reference to the Indiana Jones movies. I can't remember which one. I think it's Raiders of the Lost Ark. But he's basically lecturing, and one of the women sitting at the front of the class closes her eyes, and written on the eyelids is, "I love you." And so he kind of stutters for a moment. Okay. Wait, you have a quest. What do you have a quest for? Look, it's Anduin!
I am Varian, but I am also Logosh.
Oh, okay. I think this is part of leading to the Twilight Highlands, so we'll start here instead of going to Hero's Call, which would probably send me to talk to King Varian. So this is Anduin, who's been such a huge part of the War Within, because he kind of lost his way. And this is actually, this bit here that we're about to start is basically him starting to really come into his own as a separate person, separate from his father. And look, there's my king. So hang on.
Serve with honor.
First things first, gotta bow.
Worgen Hunter.
And bow.
I hope you are enjoying your stay in Stormwind.
And back. Okay.
Stormwind
Twilight Hammers infiltrated my city. Left unchecked, they'll rot it to the core. Before we besiege their stronghold in the Highlands, I must be certain that Stormwind is safe from their machinations. I need more feet on the ground, reliable eyes and ears throughout the city. An experienced hunter like yourself would be invaluable. Are you prepared to help Stormwind's cause? My son, the prince. Great burdens have been placed on my son's shoulders in his short lifetime, and I fear his responsibilities are only going to grow. He will never learn leadership confined to the keep, but I am loath to send him forth without escort. Dishonor, your deeds in the wake of the Cataclysm are already legendary. You would be an excellent mentor for young Prince Anduin. Please introduce yourself to him. There's some pressing city business that you both can attend to for me. Introduce yourself to Prince Anduin and Stormwind Keep. Speak with King Rin once you're both acquainted.
The Alliance will forge a new destiny for Azeroth.
Hello. Have you come to speak with my father?
Anduin sizes you up. Justona, is it? A few of your triumphs have been the talk of the court. What was it like to serve at Northrend? Have you seen the World Tree? Are the stories about Vashtir true? I have so many questions. Come with me, Your Highness. So you're a hunter. My father taught me to be pretty handy with a bow myself.
The line of
I trust you and my son are getting along. Anduin is anything but shy.
Never again.
Excellent. Anduin will learn a lot by shadowing you. Remember, stay within the city's borders, keep him out of trouble, and above all else, guard him with your life. King Ren turns his attention to his son. Anduin, no adventures. Stay close to Justona and return to the keep should you see any trouble.
Our struggles are far from over.
So the thing with Anduin and Varian is when Anduin was very young, his mother was killed in a riot, and his father went missing, I think, shortly after. I know in the initial version of the game, Varian wasn't even present. Bolvar Foredragon was acting as regent until Anduin would be old enough, and then eventually Alliance players find Varian and help bring him back to Stormwind, but I don't remember when that happens because, like I said, I started playing the game in Cataclysm, and I really did try to play the previous versions of Classic, you know, Vanilla and Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King, but the playstyle drove me crazy, and I just couldn't get past that. So Cataclysm changed a lot of the quest lines and zones. So the original version of the quest line, I think it's in Theramore, where you end up finding Varian, is gone. Okay. Stormwind is secure. We will take this fight to the Highlands, rallying the fleet.
Serve with honor.
I am amassing a war fleet to assault Twilight Highlands and bring an end to Deathwing's lackeys. My soldiers are ready, but fleet preparations lag behind. My men at the docks need some inspiration and motivation. A visit from the prince here should lift their spirits and remind them of the bright future they're fighting for. Take Prince Anduin to the docks with you and speak with Supply Sergeant Graves. I want Anduin to observe how a natural leader handles the situation. Go Prince Anduin to the Stormwind docks and talk to Supply Sergeant Graves. If you get separated from the prince, you'll find him in the Stormwind throne room.
Our struggles are far from
Twilight Station. The city is still reeling from the seditious acts of the Twilight Hammer in recent months. They prey on peasant fears and corrupt our most important citizens. We need to find out how deep the conspiracy runs. I've tasked Major Samuelson of the Stormwind City Guard to head up an investigation. He's right here in the throne room. See if we can assist his efforts.
Never again will our kingdom be deceived.
So, also regarding Anduin's mother being killed, the riot where she ended up being killed, part part of it, the Defias group that we encountered in Westfall were part of that riot. Basically, the Black Dragonflight got their claws in the nobility of Stormwind, and the peasantry suffered for it.
Hello.
The Major nods curtly.
Have a good one.
Yes. My investigation of the Twilight's Hammer, of course. Your assistance will be valuable.
See you around.
The usual suspects. Alistair scratches his chin absently. My investigations reveal, it's likely that there's trouble brewing among the Stormwind dock workers. 50 lot. Don't trust them. You should go there and shake the place down. Start grilling those longshore men. That should keep you busy. Go rout out those Twilight infidels. Grill 6 Stormwind dock workers in Stormwind Harbor.
Safe travels.
Something strange is happening in
I was at
Stormwind.
Ironforge during the takeover. It was chaos. No wonder Father gets so protective when I leave the keep. Okay. So we're going this way. But he's so young in this. Oops, this way. Okay. So this is what happens if you have a follower. And summon him out, he summons him out. Take off, he takes off. He has a white... Yeah. I forget which griffin that is. But yeah, you're definitely not going to lose him if you take off. But in later expansions, as Stormwind changes and basically recovers from Deathwing's attack, this quest changes as well. That's part of the reason I wanted to do this quest. It was my introduction to Anduin as a character, and I think a lot of players, this is when they really started seeing Anduin as more than the prince. For a long time, Anduin was just a generic young boy model. Oh, can I help you with the Twilight's Hammer investigation? I don't have to tell my father. Yeah, I forgot he said that. Dock worker. There we go. Rah! What are you asking me for? I just swept boxes. I've done that. I hear that. I did that at work. Normally I pack products for work, but one night they needed people to help out in a different department, and I was picked for that. And all I did was just haul basically boxes, just plastic totes of goods around. And my feet didn't hurt like they usually do after a night of packing goods, but my arms sure did. And some of those totes were heavy. Rah! Zoe Martin. I hope you're doing well. Nice to meet you. How did you find me? Oh, I didn't see what they said. Really have a way? What? That crazy end of the world quote? If I hear anything, I'll be the first to know. Really have a way with people, Tristana. They fear and respect you. Okay. He's just a typical dock worker NPC. I think the ones that you're grilling only show up for this quest. Here we go. Ah! What? Yeah. What? That crazy end of the world quote? If I hear anything, you'll be the first to know. Your turn. I don't know anything about a cult. Please let me get back to work. Does this feel like a wild goose chase to you? These workers don't know anything. Your turn. Twilight Hammer? Keep them away from me! Yeah, my actual first introduction to Twilight's Hammer was on Dark Shore. Doing the quest there. I don't know anything about occult. Please let me get back to work. Yeah. You're good.
We'll get to the bottom of this. I'm glad you're here.
This doesn't make any sense, Jasona. Why was Samuelson sending us out here on a wild goose chase? Something doesn't feel right. We should poke around on our own. Okay, and also... Oh, this is... That's... Never mind that. That was a quest to start, the dungeon. That I'm not gonna do. Just haven't, dropped the quest. Oops. Fly Sergeant Graves. Where is he? Yeah, there's a similar, well, not similar, but there's definitely a set of quests that you have to do in Orgrimmar before signing up for the Twilight Highlands, and it's completely different from these quests. But it's preparations to go to Twilight Highlands, and actually they have further to go to get to the Twilight Highlands because they're starting in Kalimdor. And we're starting in the Eastern Kingdom. Where the heck is Graves? Look, portal to Vashtir. I spent too much time there. I'm good. I think I may have gone right past him. No, I'm not interested in custom graphics. Thank you for the offer. Here he is. Graves bows respectfully to the prince. Please understand, Your Highness, the men are working double shifts. The scale of your father's operation is enormous, but we will endeavor to wrap things up. I give you my word.
Go with honor, friend.
Missing parts. The sergeant turns his attention to you. Look here, if you want to help speed things up around here, get Flintlock off my back. A whole shipment of siege engine parts is misplaced and now it's scattered all up and down the dock. Gather up the missing parts and get them to Flintlock so he can finish construction. He's just across the road from me, waiting. Gather up 5 missing parts from around the Stormwind Harbor.
Be careful.
You always like to gather things for people? I suppose the hero's work is never done. No! I'm going to block you if you keep insisting. I am not interested.
Keep your eyes open for anything suspicious. Something strange is happening in Stormwind.
Peasant problems. I'm not quite ready to go back to the keep yet. Would you like to help me with something? Recently, some of the local farmers were petitioning the king about some missing livestock. My father promised someone would investigate, but the city guard is stretched so thin it'll take weeks. Thought I would help. It'll encourage the farmers to see someone take action, especially from the royal family. Besides, it's just some missing crews, nothing dangerous. Take me to Farmer Wallerton here in the city. Right over there. Let's get the missing parts. That was fun. And look, Andrew and a Mexican pet caught up to me. There we go.
Out with it.
Hey, what?
Keep your powder dry and
Hey,
your
what? My
ale
parts,
cold.
where are they? You can't build a tank without parts. If you did, it'd be small and mostly ineffectual.
Go on then. I'll be right here.
Flintlock greedily digs through the machine parts, tossing choice picks over his shoulder. Oh, aye, here's the stuff. He sticks his head all the way into one of the crates. But where's my powder? Everything's here but for the powder. I need explosives, woman. You tell the king, no powder, no power. I need some explosions or I ain't leaving port. I love his character so much. All of our explosives are missing? Just found out something sinister is definitely happening here. Oh, I also need to sell some stuff. Is that an upgrade? No, it wasn't. I didn't even notice.
Keep your eyes open for anything suspicious.
He's hoping out on us.
We'll get to the bottom of
Dishonor,
this.
it mostly seems like Samson is trying to intentionally waste your time. The dock workers don't know anything. More importantly, explosives are missing from Stormwind Harbor. You know what I think? I bet Samson knows more than he's letting on. Probably has a lead on Twilight's hammer and wants all the credit and glory for himself. We should peek through his records at the SI-7 headquarters. Take me there, and I should be allowed to look at these files and find out what he really knows. Okay, let's go talk to Farmer Wolverton. Hi. Farmer Wolverton gasped.
What can I do for you?
On seeing the Prince Regent, Farmer Wolverton collapses awkwardly down on one knee. Your Highness!
See you later.
Unholy cow. Farmer Wolverton tries to pull himself together. Cows? You're asking about the missing livestock? Remember, we just let the cows graze north of the house here. Occasionally one gets spirited away, leaves a trail of gore. Who would do such a thing? I'm afraid to follow that trail myself. Something sick is happening in Stormwind.
Have a good one.
So, right. You know, it's been so long since I did these quests that I completely forgot about this part. The quest in Orgrimmar, I think you can still do them. It's just who gives them to you has changed. What is this place? Ugh, and that smell. Some sort of rituals were performed at this altar. Looks like a kind of pagan initiation ritual that Valen once told me about. Do you think? Wait, Justana, look out behind you. Whoa, hello. Twilight Striker. Look out! I see another! Nice having someone watching my back. Fight them back! I can't hold the shield up much longer. Working on it. And another. Yeah, it looks like they're fleeing. It was a kind of pagan initiation ritual that Valen once told me about. Bloody. Disgusting. What do you think? Wait! Look out behind you! Okay.
I'm glad you're here.
Unholy cow.
Something strange.
That was a
is
close one.
happening
I
in
can't believe you
Stormwind.
stood your ground against so many at once. They weren't all at once. They were attacked individually. Looks like this site was used for some kind of twisted Twilight's hammer initiation ritual. It's definitely active in Stormwind. What's this? Andrew finds a badge resting on the shrine. It shows a crossed axe and hammer. It looks old. If we keep poking around, we might figure out what it means. Hey, Jason, we don't have to tell my father about that little ambush. If he finds out about an attempt on my life, he'd never allow me out of that keep. That's fair. Okay. I was just wondering if there is a reference to him casting that shield spell. That's definitely a priest spell rather than a paladin spell. Okay. Over to SI7 headquarters. Flying is so nice. You can get places so much quicker. One of the discords I'm in does a question of the day, and the question yesterday, I think, was which superpower would you want? If you could have any superpower, what would you pick? And I initially said the power of flight or teleportation, because then you don't have to worry so much about traveling places. But then people started talking about shapeshifting and what they would use it for, and I was like, no, shapeshifting would be better, because then you can basically give yourself any of the superpowers. Because you can shapeshift yourself wings or into a bird so you could fly. This is the place. Samson's file should be on the 3rd floor, all the way up the spiral staircase. So this is where the rogue trainers are in Stormwind. This is a spiral staircase, so I assume this is the one we need. Here we are. Here we go. Nobody here will question if the prince wants to glass through some files. This is all wrong. There's nothing in here about the Twilight's Hammer. What is Samuelson playing at?
I'm glad you're here. Keep your eyes open
This is
for anything
really suspicious, Justana. Samuelson doesn't have a shred of info here about the Twilight Hammer. It's almost like he's not investigating them, yet he's got a complete catalog of the missing explosives. Andrew pulls a medallion from the files. And I found this funny badge with a symbol on it. Cross axe and hammer. It all means something, but what?
We'll get
But
to
what?
the bottom of this.
I mean, it matches the badge that we found at the shrine. Expert opinion. Andrew holds up the matching badges. The medallion we found on the farm is identical to the one in Samuelson's notes. It can't be a coincidence. I think Samuelson is up to something, but we need a smoking gun before we can accuse one of my father's most trusted guards. There's only one person I trust to sort this all out. Matthias Shaw, the director of SI7. Show him these badges and see what he thinks. Meanwhile, I'll go back to the keep and watch Samuelson like a hawk. I'll go back to the throne room and keep an eye on Samuelson while you speak with Matthias. Stay safe. So when you do order halls in Legion, Matthias Shaw is involved in that. And he's also involved in... Well, he just becomes more involved in the storyline as matters progress. As well as the expansions progress. Where is he? Oh, I think he's actually up the stairs here. I think I went down too far. Here he is.
Need help?
Welcome to SI7 headquarters, Justana.
For the Alliance.
What's this you brought me?
Light bless you.
Andrew has been investigating the Twilight's Hammer? Weren't you supposed to keep him out of trouble? Let me see those badges you discovered.
Honored friend.
The old barracks. I recognize the symbol on these badges from before Deathwing's attack on the city. Belonged to soldiers in the old barracks, west of town, overlooking the harbor. Timing couldn't be better. One of my top agents, Jack Bowden, has been trying to infiltrate the Twilight's Hammer cult for me. Last night he went missing. If you and Anduin are right, the cultists are holed up in the old barracks. Time is urgent. Assault the old barracks, take out those cultists, and rescue Jack Bowden. Go to the old barracks and slay 6 crazed cultists and locate Jack Bowden.
The Alliance.
I think it's supposed to be a reference to Alias or something like character named Jack Bauer. That sounds familiar. And Cataclysm was early 2000s, so it's about right. No, maybe it's not Alias I'm thinking of. It's a different show that was popular during the 2000s that I only knew of tangentially. See, this whole area is restored by the time of War Within. So you wouldn't be able to do these quests with the way Stormwind looks now, unless we get a bronze dragon to change what it looks like. But look at all this. It took several expansions for this all to be changed, which, understandable given all the devastation. I think I landed on the wrong side of the barracks, to be honest. Can I get in this way? Oops. Ooh, yes I can. Hi! Uh-oh. Where's my pet? Oops, wrong button. There's my pet. Now my pet can help me. Look, there he is. I haven't killed enough cultists. Oh, I should eat something. Have a snacky snack. Whispers, whispers, I can hear the whispers.
I don't have a target.
One more. Hello. There we go. Now I could go back down and actually turn in the quest.
Hey there.
The SI-7 agent is unconscious.
Safe travel.
He slapped Bowden around until he wakes up. Hunter? What are you doing here? I'm SI-7 agent Jack Bowden. This is the longest day of my life. Okay, so I think it's actually a reference to 24 hours, or 24. Which, if you watch the episodes back to back, you realize that there's no way anyone could go through everything that he does in a single day.
See you later.
Cataclysm in the Catacombs. Don't worry about me, Hunter. I've uncovered the Twilight's Hammer plot. They've been stealing and stockpiling explosives coming into Stormwind Harbor. Somehow they've gotten access to the catacombs underneath the Cathedral of Light. I've heard talk of someone called the Black Bishop. No time to warn the guard, Jason. You've got just minutes to get into the catacombs and disarm that bomb. Go, now, or thousands of people will die.
See you around.
No pressure or anything. I'm just curious as to how we're supposed to get in here. Because clearly I came in the wrong direction. Yeah, okay. I think I was just supposed to fly in from somewhere. Do you not feel the master's gaze?
We need to target something first.
It watches us all. Okay. Yeah. There we go. I win. Okay, so this is the Cathedral of Light, where the first aid trainer is, and the paladin and priest trainers as well. Okay, so I'm trying to remember how to get there. Right. Here we go. Fighting, clawing, clutching, tearing. Their minds have been warped for sure. Babbling cultists. Well, we can ignore them because they're not going to attack me. As long as they're not going to attack me, I'm going to ignore them. Okay, nothing. There we go. Black Bishop. The game is afoot, but you are a mere pawn, whereas I am the Black Bishop. The bishop moves diagonally. Bishop threatens pawn. Come on. Thank you. Game isn't over yet. Pawn takes bishop. Okay. 3, 2, 1. You wet your fingers and snap out the fuse. The cathedral is saved! Underneath powder kegs, you find a heap of notes and papers. Apparently the cultists were trying to destroy the evidence behind them. A villain unmasked. You find a complete list of all the Twilight Tavern cultists in Stormwind. More importantly, you discover a letter from Major Samuelson to his compatriots outlining this entire scheme. Prince was right. Samuelson is the real villain here, using his connections as commander of the city guard to disguise cult activity. Time to return to Stormwind Keep and bring Samuelson to justice. Yeah, if you take too long, he'll respawn and attack you again. There we go. I didn't need to fight him again, so that's why I ran away. Okay, so someone said at one point before Cataclysm, at one point you're supposed to confront Bolvar Dragon, or no, not him, Lady Catherine Prestor, or someone, and all the guards in the throne room turn into black dragons, or at least members of the Black Dragon Flight. So they came in one time when someone was just initiating that part, and so they thought that they would be safe if they hid behind one of the guards. Well, the guard transformed. So later on, after Kata was released,
My open hand will reward my friends. But
You have
let
evidence
my
incriminating
enemies
Samuelson? Let's see what he
beware.
has to say for himself.
Fare you well.
How are you?
It's over, Samuelson. We know who you are, and I will put a stop to your little cathedral scheme.
Have a good one.
Yes, yes, Hunter, it's all true. I am not ashamed. The powers I submit to make mortal kings look like insects. But I'm not yet finished. Death to the king! Father, watch out! Gods of shadow, lords of twilight, give me strength! Oops. I did not mean to. I meant to hit that. I keep hitting the wrong buttons. How go out now shall never darkness consume. So basically, Anduin saved his father's life by casting Power Word Shield on him.
Greetings, citizen.
There
I hope
you are,
are
just I thought
enjoying
you
your
forgot
stay
about
in
me.
Stormwind.
Nope.
Stormwind
What
is
was that thing?
the alliance
Samuelson,
forged a new
corrupted by the
destiny
Twilight
for
Hammer?
Azeroth.
This must have been going on for years, right in my very keep. I am grateful that you and my son were able to get to the bottom of this before my city was brought to harm. I underestimated how much Anduin has grown. His command of the Holy Light just saved my life, not the entire kingdom. As for you, words alone can't do justice to your heroism this day. Thank you, Hunter. So, cloth, leather... Of course that's intellect. Slightly better item level. So 12, 14, 14.9, 14.92.
Never again will
Twilight Shores. The time has come, Hunter. With Stormwind secure, we will take this fight to the enemy. To the Highlands! Bulk of our navy has already shipped out, thanks to your work earlier, but Fargo Flintlock has prepared a seaplane that can make the journey in double time. Speak with Flintlock down at the harbor and tell him that you are to accompany him to the Highlands. He will be by the water's edge. Safe journeys, Justana. Speak with Fargo Flintlock at Stormwind Harbor.
honor.
Okay, I need to actually find a merchant so I can sell some stuff. And try for PvP. Lovely. Joyous journeys. Experience gains increased by 50%. So, I'll keep going until I either ding 85 or get to 2 hours. Whichever happens first. So I am currently 84.
Great to meet ya.
Oh, I forgot about that. There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. That's some space in my bag.
Be good.
Those recipes she has, blacksmiths can trade some items that they can craft for those recipes, and something similar with the leatherworking merchant. Which, I need to work on my leatherworking. Blacksmith fair up this week? Yes, it is. Okay. I have to remember to do that. But not on stream. I've done that on stream a couple times, but we're good. Okay, over here. Now, this guy, Fargo, is quite the character. He's kind of fun. See, I can't grill the dock workers anymore.
What now then?
Pack your bags, Justana. We're off to the Twilight Highlands. You ready?
Keep your powder
A ride to
dry
the Highlands,
and
then?
your
I've
ale
just the
cold.
thing. I'll make room for you in my seaplane. We'll have to ditch the cat food I was packing, you know, in case we crash in the mountains and ain't rescued for weeks. On second thought, just keep the cat food in your lap, aye?
Okay,
Right then, just hop in the seaplane behind me and I'll fly you to the Highlands. We're to report to a filer named Lieutenant Fox. I promised the king we'd get there lickety-fast, so I took the liberty of ditching any excess weight like seatbelts, parachutes, maps, stabilizers, landing gear. Never actually landed these things anyway.
Go on then. I'll be right here.
Okay, here we go. But yeah, I think you get an idea of why I like him. He's ridiculous. Yep, off we go. He's a hoot, like Bud. Yeah, depending on how far we get, woo! I'll probably do the War Within. Easy does it. For my next stream, whenever that is. Right then, I hit long planar, so I'm gonna kick in the aftermarket burners and ignite our entire fuel supply in one go. Whatever you do, don't black out. And we black out.
What can I do for you?
You two are the last thing I expected to fall from the sky. High Bank is under attack.
See you around.
There's the plane. Up there. 1 second. You can keep me company again? Okay. Yeah, that was one of the cats running in. And she's now on my bed. I don't want her. Hi. Welcome to High Bank. Welcome to the Highlands. Soldier, you're here just in time. Horde troops just launched an assault from the air. Step up and do something about it. Clear them out. Kill 10 Horde attackers within High Bank.
See you later.
You don't want to stay? You want back out. You just barely came in. Well, come here. Meow. Or get up in the window. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, there's a series of quests that you have to do before you can activate the portal that will take you back to Stormwind. My stupid internet is lagging. Oops. I've been playing a lot of FF14, so I'm used to pressing I to access my facts instead of B. So I have tried to play a male orc, but the animations just they're so ridiculous that I can't bring myself to keep playing. And it's not the look of the orcs, it's just the way they move. It's like I can't stand to watch it while I'm playing. One thing when I'm facing orc NPCs and all of that, but when my own character is doing that, no. And I have a similar issue with male trolls. It's like, what were the devs thinking when they came up with these skeletal rigs, whatever you want to call it, for the male orcs and trolls. But I mean, you look at the difference between male and female Draenei, and that's just ridiculous, and not much different. And the difference between male and female aura in FF14 is also ridiculous, because male aura are tall, not broad, but they are definitely tall, and female aura are small and dainty, and it's like, why?
Don't have a target.
One more. You'll do. That's one thing I like about the female orcs, is that they are not dainty. They are not as broad as male orcs, but there's definitely not as much of a difference between female orcs and male orcs like they are with Draenei. That's more like it. We should be able to mop this up from here.
Have a good one.
Scrap the plan.
Burning at both
Just
ends.
blow something
Har!
up.
We get to jump right into the action. Just it looks like High Bank has a what you call a Zeppelin problem. That airship is pounding the crap out of the walls. And listen, I got me an idea so stupid it's genius. I just need some cannon powder. Collect as much as you can find around High Bank and meet me by the trade area. Collect 10 bags full of cannon
Your
powder.
powder dry and your ale cold.
Sounds about right. Oh, I forgot to loot this guy. Okay. They're busy fighting the other guys, so. Just despawned. You guys fight. I'll just grab these. Hey. There was actually part of the cutscene with your arrival in Twilight Highlands that it didn't include, and basically you wake up and you're kind of looking up at the sky and you see the plane lost in the mast of the ship, and you look at the plane and you look at Fargo Flintlock, and he's like, what? Like, you could have done any better. Flintlock, if we have a big giant cannon, why don't we just shoot the cannonball? Bah, predictable. They'll see it coming. But once all the Stana here blasts through their bulkhead in a hail of splintered wood, blood, and phlegm, then starts crawling across the deck with both legs broken, oh, I do not see that coming by a sweet mile. No, sir. Do I have fang depth? That's a good question. I haven't actually trained Chug-a-Lug. Oh. Right. I need to actually buy that. I have plenty of that now. I'm missing some abilities because I keep forgetting to go train. Camouflage. Oh, there it is. Do I actually have to get on my bars now? There we go. I need more powder. Give me more powder. More.
Go on then. I'll be right.
Aye, that'll do it. Flintlock stuffed some of the powder in his mouth. Oh, fresh, heavy, blended fine grain with a hint of Westfall sulfur and a mild aftertaste. I want to get the good stuff.
Okay.
Aiming high. Looky here, Defila. I found the biggest gun in Highbank. We're gonna try a technique handed down to me by my pappy from his pappy shortly before he got blowed up. It's called the Hunter shot. You take a Worgen Hunter and load her into a gigantic cannon and then relax, this usually works. Take these explosives and wait here next to me. As soon as that blimpy comes around, I'll blast you onto the deck. Plant the explosives in your belly and I don't know, make it up as you go. Okay, fine. And as I'm sure you've guessed, the name of it changes depending on your class.
Keep your powder dry and your ale cold.
Wait to be launched from Flintlock's cannon. Now hold your brakes. The Zeppelin will take a minute or so to pull around. Oh, okay. Didn't be well because we just missed a chance. Because I had to let the cat out of my room. Flintlock, yeah. Already read this. It's almost here. Get ready. Here we go. Whee. I like that the music changes if you're on a gobble ship, whether it's a water ship or an airship. Okay. Bombs are set. Run to the balcony and jump to escape. Whee! Jump right through the propellers. Destroy the sky shutter. There we go. Whee! Okay. Return to cargo. Flintlock within Highbank in the Twilight Highlands. 3, 2, 1, boom! Oh look, everyone's dead now. Well, all the Horde soldiers anyway. Really? Flintlock wipes tears from his eyes. Oh, Justana, that was beautiful.
Go on then. I'll be right.
Curtains waiting. Looks like the attack stopped, Justana, which is a shame, because we never got to use the Hunter rocket. Anyways, Guardian Wildhammer is up in at the top of the keep, and I'm sure he'll be wanting to give you a hero's welcome. Get in there. Go talk to him. I'll move on ahead and scout out the beach.
Okay. Get.
Okay, before I do that, I saw the flight master, well, griffins over this way, so I think I can pick up the flight path over here. Yep.
It's on, friend.
So we're way over here, and this is the closest flight path right now in a wetland.
Careful.
So the entrance to the wetlands is over here. So we gotta get through all of this if we want to get over to the wetlands. Okay. Up here we go. And if you've been watching my War Within playthrough, you'll remember Kurtrin from when you were learning skywriting.
We must unite the Wild
I've
Hammer
been
clan.
I've been placing command of Alliance joint operations in the Twilight Highlands. The independent Wildhammer clan still dot this countryside. If we can unite them under the Alliance banner, nothing can stop us. But the enemies close in on all sides. I hope you're ready for our fight, Hunter. King himself sent you? Good to hear. The Stormwind is secure. I was expecting more in the way of troops, but word is that the Alliance fleet was ambushed by hordes on the way here. They gave us good as they got, but the fleet is in shambles. If we're to make any forward progress here in the Highlands, we're going to need the help of heroes like you.
Together, we will storm the Highlands!
1,000 quests. Cool. Our boys on the shore. The situation here in the Highlands changes by the minute. Our objective is to storm the Bastion of Twilight, but I can't even secure a landing zone on the shore without the blasted horde creating trouble. While I scrape together the remains of the fleet, I need men on the shore securing the beachhead, report to the Senate enemy on the shore, and help its marines beat back the horde.
Good day to you.
The fleet was mostly intact as it limped into harbor after our engagement with the horde. We weighed anchor in the shadow of Highbank here to regroup. Then the Naga came, scaly, glistening hands clambering up the anchor chains, dragging men screaming into the depths. These are cursed shores, Justana. Cursed. Salvage operations.
See you later.
Between the Horde and the Naga, our fleet has been decimated. We can't do anything to bring back the men who gave their lives to the sea. But sink me if I allow all of our supplies to be lost forever. Swim out to the Obsidian Breaker southwest of Highbank and retrieve our supplies from the wrecks on the ocean floor. Retrieve 8 recovered supplies from the waterlogged crates on the Obsidian Breakers.
Safe travels.
Whoops.
See you around. Have a good one.
Naga reinforcements.
Safe travels.
They've come slithering up from the ocean depths just on at the Naga. I think their intent is to reinforce the Bastion of Twilight, probably by heading inland via the Viral River. Can't let that happen. Teach them that these shores are ours now, and send them scurrying back to the lightless depths. Kill the black-scaled Naga worming their way through the Obsidian Breakers.
See you later.
Well, I get an upgrade to my belt, which I don't know what level that is. Okay. Do.
What can I do for you?
Report!
Light bless you.
Keep your head down before you lose it, Hunter. This is my beach. The Horde wants my beach. They will not have my beach. Is the beach situation clear?
Be careful.
You will own this peninsula, Hunter. You will be a weapon. You will be a minister of death, praying for war.
For the Alliance. Light bless you.
I'm just scouting in the... fine.
Be careful.
I don't normally do this quest, but, you know, I got an upgrade to my ring, so... So, gotta be careful of these, because that. So, if I see an arrow like that, move away. And I mean, I get trophies, so. I was nowhere near that. That should not have knocked me back. Now that's 2-on-1. That's hardly fair. They sure like to team up against people, don't they? One thing I will say is that they don't stint in having both men and women be fighters. Like, you have a female marine here, and of course, we've encountered both male and female orcs. And sure, the Blood Elves, the guards in Southern City are all male Blood Elves, but the guards in Donatus are all female Night Elves, so kind of balances out. But most other, I think actually in Ironforge all the guards are male. But for the most part, there is equity as to whether the guards are male or guards or soldiers are male or female. When we see Greymane traveling with bodyguards, there's one male, one female. Brain, you don't need to have that thought, not right now. I had a completely unrelated thought. I'm not going to share it because there's no point. It's not related to this. It's just a silly crossover idea that I'm never going to write. Oh. Look, I missed Fargo. Let's go talk to him before I finish these. That's it, pulverize the beach. Leave nothing but sand.
Out with it.
This air terrain is terrible. Spongy ground all lumpy like with stumps and stones like angry oatmeal. The metal practically swallowed a steam tank whole. Our gears all mired in the muck, getting thumped by the horde. Shredderectomy. Our tanks had to pull back. That means repairs in the field.
Okay. Scrap the plan. Just blow something up.
Smash up some of them diamond-bladed shredders those weed-greedy monsters are using to fell the trees along the coast and bring me a heap of leftover shredder parts. We'll bang together something to get our tanks moving again.
Keep your powder dry and your ale cold.
So basically he wants me to go over here. I knew there was a quest to do that. Actually, I liked going over here for that quest as an herbalist because there's herbs that you can pick while you're wandering around there. Okay. Run in these quests.
Greetings.
That's the lay of the land, soldier. If you're having trouble fighting here on the coast, you might consider pitching in and helping us take and hold that hill.
Go with honor, friend. Life bless you.
Dead? By the dozen? That's a start, Hunter. It's a start.
Careful.
Burn down! Burn down! While we were fighting along the coast, I spotted a griffin tumble out of the clouds almost due west of here. It wasn't one of ours. Likely it belonged to one of the Wildhammer. I know that Corjan wanted to establish contact with the lost Wildhammer clans as one of his primary objectives after taking the beach. Can't spare any more of my men to scout it out, but I can spare you. Find that downed Wildhammer. Okay. So that's 272, 280. So we'll replace that one. Okay, let's actually go ahead and do the Naga quest. Whoosh. Okay. Okay. Can't get away from fighting Naga. Yeah, you do more against Naga and Kalimdor. Gotta catch my breath. So actually, yeah, let's stick around here so we're not quite so far down. Oh, I see a quest marker. Ooh, there's another one. I can't get up that way. Fine. Nope. Stuck there too. Got it. Go out the window. Oh, that doesn't help. There we go. Well, some of the crew is still on the ship. Here we go. Ephraim Hearthstone. Siren song. She's still out there. Ophelia, the siren of the Highlands. Her terrible song will lure you to the depths. I vowed to stay behind and avenge my fallen crewmates. Hunter, if you want to join me, just say the word. We'll lash ourselves to the mast, you will. We'll shut our eyes, we'll stuff our ears with wax, and when her beautiful illusion drops, we'll strike. Are you in? Say Ophelia, the siren of the Highlands. That is a reference to the Odyssey from Greek mythology. Sure, why not? Here we go. Waving. Hold fast, Hunter. This is for your own protection. Here she comes, oh foul temptress of the sea. Avert your eyes, don't look at her. She's beautiful. Like an angel. Don't listen to her voice. Don't look at her ruby red, soft, sensual lips. Oh. There, she reveals herself. Attack! And Ophelia is actually the name of a Shakespeare character. Hey, what's going on?
Hi?
She had me under her spell, Justana. I wouldn't have made it out of here alive if it weren't for you. Thank you. Maybe the rest of the night so we can finally anchor here in peace.
Off with you.
Okay. That was a nice little detour. Hi. He knocked me on the head. Oops, too close. There we go. Stop running like that. More supplies.
Don't have a target.
And the cat is back. Okay, I'm just moving over here. Okay, I'll be right back again. You just gonna stare at me. The other cat wanted in. Hi. Hi. Now it's in my lap. You're making it hard to play.
I need to target something first.
Okay. 2 more. You 2 will do. Hi. What?
I need a target.
No, don't chew on my shirt. You know better by now. You really should. You're 10 years old. Okay, this guy. Well, he's not quite 10 years old, 10 and a half. We adopted him on Halloween of 2015. And he was at least, I think, a couple months old by then. Okay. Okay, he jumped onto my bed. Yeah! Dragons! Okay, so we'll turn in these. He's gonna take over my chair. And then I'll kick him off once I'm done streaming, so I can sit. It's a comfortable chair, it's just that I don't like having to basically be forced to stay there.
You need something? See you around. See you later.
Look at all of this. You were able to recover more than I thought. We can outfit a whole squad of Marines with this stuff. We have the gear. If we only had some way to bolster our numbers here in the Highlands.
Safe travels.
Slaughter them, Hunter. Destroy as many Nagas as you can to honor those that fell.
Have a good one.
That'll send them packing. Dishonor Chokeall won't be able to count on the Naga to back them up in this fight. From here on out, it's just us versus the Twilight Tower. Simon pauses, his jaw tightening. And the Horde.
See you around.
Another player. Human Pally. Okay. Well, those pants will do me any good, but I can sell them. Okay, do I have quests here? No. Okay. Go help the, Basically, I'm trying to get to the point where I can create the portal back to Stormwind. Because, you get a portal back to Stormwind in Hyjal,
Need something?
and, Quiet Hands, and Deepholm. Oh, that's the one I replaced. But for Hyjal, you don't have to do anything, it's already there. But for Deepholm and Quiet Hands, you have to do quests. So I haven't actually created the portal in Deepholm that will send you back to Stormwind. I just got unlocked Deepholm and took off, basically. Oh. Sorry.
Looking for something specific?
I don't need that.
Safe
I don't
travels.
use mana. Apparently, before hunters used focus to for their abilities, they would use mana, and so they would take caster gear, and they're like, "I need mana," and it's like, no. Okay, so over here. The graveyard. Beachhead control. The lands controls the beachhead. You fight with increased attack and spell power within the Twilight Shores. So that's a good thing. That's helpful. There's a siege tank. Rude.
We need to target something first.
Not 100% drop rate. Lovely. You're supposed to attack my pet, not me. You know, I wouldn't be so insistent on them attacking my pet over me, if I could actually shoot them point blank. Which, I don't know if that happens in, Mists of Pandaria or another expansion, but I know in Mists of Pandaria they do, that's when you get, AoE reading. Okay, kind of working our way towards the Griffin Rider. Skunk! Stepping with you! So I watched a video yesterday of a flight attendant on a Southwest Airlines flight doing the final announcement for the passengers in the various Looney Tunes voices. And it wasn't just one Looney Tunes voice, it was all of them. So that was really cool. And it's like, how? Granted, a lot of the Looney Tunes characters, the original voice actor was the same person. But I think after he was no longer able to do the voices, they've had multiple people take over the voices of the characters he did. Okay, right. Over this way. I mean, if you look at the terrain, it is not conducive for tanks. So it's understandable that their tanks are stuck. Oh, there were two of them. Great. I was doing a fight in FF14, and there's various markers that happen to let you know what an attack is going to be. And at one point, there's supposed to be 2 stack markers, but the 2 players that ended up with the stack markers were really close together, so it looked like 1 stack marker. And the one thing you're not supposed to do with multiple stack markers is stack them together. So what the stack markers mean is all the players group up so that the damage gets distributed amongst all of them. And it doesn't all just go to the one person, because if one person takes that damage, they're pretty much guaranteed to die. So if there's multiple stack markers, then half the players go to one stack marker and the other half go to the other stack marker. Well, you don't want to stack the stack markers, because then all that damage is going to everybody, and it's pretty much guaranteed TPK.
Here there.
My birds are lightning! Be sheltered! Those filthy be sheltered from the sky!
Hey, good.
Aw, oh, dang, Crapito, you're just an Alliance Hunter. I was hoping for a rescue.
What? Get her back.
Brutal lure. Look here, mate. She's on her last legs. If me bird dies, I'm as good as worthless. So make yourself useful. Here on the peninsula, you can dig up funny stank fruits. Oh, the smell will knock you on your patoot, but steep the water, it'll boil up into a right powerful cure-all. Gather some while I defend me bird. And hurry! You Alliance Wings don't have a reputation for timely intervention, right? Gather 8 thorny stank roots from the Twilight Shores. So this quest is actually okay as an herbalist, because then you're supposed to track herbs, and so the stank roots will show up on your mini map here. So I just have to look for sparkleaf. If I remember, they're usually by trees. Or I could be wrong. I see spark roots. Oh, okay. They just look like humongous earth roots. Okay. Now I know what I'm looking for. Let's see another one. There we go. Gosh, it's been so long. Island Forest. So this is the Viral River that one guy was talking about. And the Bastion of Twilight is over here, I think. It's all coming back to me. Which is worse, you wonder, the spikes or the stink? There's the gobble that was piloting it. I don't know if you noticed, but he went flying out of the shredder. But you can see the goblin up there. Come on. Landed on his head. There we go. If I'm not level 85 by the time I finish, by the time I'm done streaming, I will probably finish leveling to 85 because I'll probably be pretty close anyway. Salvageable shredder. Well, that doesn't do me any good. But yeah, I've pretty much done all the quests that I wanted to on stream, that I absolutely wanted to. There's more that I wish I could do, but it'll depend on how things go with the War Within.
How are you? Be good.
Did you get me Roots Hunter? Well,
What's your
oh,
name?
that's the stuff, alright. Hope you didn't eat any. Gives you the cramp, something awful, but it does wonder for the birds. Oh, now you tell me.
Off with you.
But, no, I didn't. Wings over High Bank. Hey, look, I think she's perking up already. Okay, Miss Alliance Fancy Pants Hunter, is that your base I see on the shore? High Bank, you say? Can me and me bird hunker down there until she's better? Hop on, we'll fly back to High Bank.
Be good.
Okay. Let me get the last shredder part. Hopefully soon. There we go. Okay.
What's on your mind?
I'm ready. Let's go. Now we can go. Hop on board, Jasana. Let's move. Look at all them shutters. Cutting down what few trees are there. Typical goblins. I hope the Alliance are here to give them dragging my orcs a good thumping. This is kinda nice, don't have to do anything, just watch. Oh, now you went out? Okay, hang on. You've got quite the setup here, friend. Come with me while I find out who's in charge. Of me like a haggard Garden Wildhammer. In the flesh, he lives. I friend help here the Wildhammer clan. We've much to discuss.
I am Cardra, High Thane of the Wildhammer.
Well done, Jasana. Aiding that down Griffin Rider has given us our first contact with the old Wildhammer clan. We'll be able to find out who's still left and in what numbers. Our campaign is looking up.
We must unite.
Any portal in a storm. Our friends in the Earthen Ring have been trying to open portals back to Stormwind with no luck, but Thordran here tells me he might just have the key. The crazed water elementals in the nearby Viral River Delta have been sent into a frenzy. Thordran tells me we can channel their energy into a portal. I don't understand all this elemental claptrap, but I understand one thing. Killing the elementals and taking their world cores. Deliver them to Tala in the courtyard. Okay, this is what's going to give us the portal back to Stormwind.
Interest you on a fight?
Poor Lightning, she's gonna need some time to recuperate. Perfect
What's your
focus.
bet?
How do you going by way of the Viral River Delta? I've got a tip that'll help your men here. And my bird. When water elementals carve their way through a rock, they create a peculiar kind of muck. It tries as hard as stone, but carries with it the rejuvenating power of water. You make a cast out of that muck, and broken bones fit together like iron. Bring some of that muck to Tala, your shaman downstairs. She'll know what to do with it.
Off with you.
Okay, let's go down this way. Still takes us to the same spot. Okay. Almost there. Yeah, I think once I get the portal opened, I'm gonna call it for the day.
What now then? Go on then.
What'd you get me, Jasana?
Keep your
Oh,
powder
aye,
dry
that's
and
the stuff.
your ale
Cool engineer can make anything out of just about anything. Sister Dudicker could read a couple of busted cylinder casing. Oh, and who just wrote the dongle? And you could fashion this jobby into a thing. Splintlock sticks one of the grease smeared engine parts into his mouth. Yep, perfect.
Okay, get.
Siege tank rescue. One by one, we're gonna have to pull our siege tanks out of the muck. Take these here spare parts you've collected and give them to a siege tank commander standing on top of a gimped up machine. Then defend the tank while engineers siege gimpify. Go and make me proud, Hunter. As long as you're sending troops up the beach, we should double up the artillery fire. You know, the heads.
Keep your powder dry and your
Yeah, but if you double up the artillery fire, you risk harming your own troops. hung up in the debris and I've lost steam pressure. This terrain is murder. Can you get us out of this? Here's some spare parts. I'll cover you while you make repairs.
See ya soon.
Alright, protect the tank while the boys make repairs. I'll try to get her moving again. Defend the siege tank. Okay. Ah, here we go. I think I just randomly got an upgrade. Ah, Blaster, come on already.
I need to target something first.
Now, come on. There, we got it. Let's get her out of here. Awesome. I think that other orc was for the siege tank that other player protected.
Less talk, more shooting!
Rocks and stumps and hills and mud. Bah! I hate nature.
Go on.
Yep, one more tank whipping back home for repairs. All these trees and stumps and mud and rock equivalent and then drive a golf ball into this surf, much less a tank. We're gonna need a new approach.
Okay, get
Okay. Oh, get the money. Yep, that's an upgrade. Awesome. Most of the time the random gear that drops is in fact great. It's either the wrong kind of gear or the stats aren't great. Here we go. There we go. How do you do the band handler? Okay, here we go. And there's the mark I'm supposed to be picking up. Awesome. Yeah, that water spout that was forming underneath me would send me up in the air. And then I'd take damage when I landed, so better to avoid it.
I'm out of range.
go. That one. Yeah, if it's not clear what I'm doing with my pet, I'm basically giving them food to help heal them. But you have to do that more often in previous expansions to keep your pet happy, because if they're not happy, then they'll run away and you lose your pet. Looks like the muck respawned, but the enemies didn't, so there we go. Well, some of the enemies have to respawn, but not all of them. I have to fight a few extra just so I can get all of the muck.
Too far away.
Okay, one more. There's the Horde starting area for Twilight Highlands. So they're closer to the river delta.
May the light embrace you.
We have pledged to open an elemental gateway from Stormwind to the Highlands, but the interference from the Bastion of Twilight has hampered that effort. What madness are they engaged in over there?
Favor the road.
Hello, Hunter. Kurjan tells me you've got a solution to getting this portal open.
Seek the path.
My words, Jasona, these elemental energies are so powerful, so chaotic. No wonder the Twilight Hammer has chosen to build this stronghold here. I should be able to channel these energies into something more benign and productive, though. Let's give it a try. Weather, plate, break.
Remain vigilant.
By wind and wave, by earth and fire, to Stormwind we go, Jasona.
May your days be long and your hardships.
What is this I keep hearing about the muck of the Varal River?
Dionysus
Oh,
Path.
mud. You brought me mud? Wow, this stuff oozes with powder. I see what Thorgren was saying now. I'll distribute this to all of the healers. Our wounded will be on their feet in no time.
Be kind to those less fortunate.
The portal has been opened. Thanks to your efforts, we can now quickly travel from Stormwind to Twilight Highlands.
Safe
My fellow shaman and I will stay here to keep the portal open. You should go upstairs and notify Kurjan that the work here is done. And please didn't they hear some good news for once.
Favor the road traveled by few.
Yeah, I definitely need to go sit in my chair for a bit.
Together, we will storm the Highlands!
Oh, I knew you were a hunter I could count on, Jasona. Use that portal anytime you need to get from Stormwind back to the Highlands. Now, then, time to get to business. We need to locate and unite the Lost Wildhammer clan scattered around the Highlands. Talking with Thorgren here is a good start.
You got my attention.
Firebeard's patrol. I was on my way to join Firebeard's patrol when my bird was shot down. Twilight Hammer launched surprise attacks all over the highlands. Sometimes their buildings got crawled right out of the earth in the middle of our villages. It was a nightmare. In the chaos, Firebeard is one of the few who's kept his head on straight. He's trying to piece together a full griffin wing from the survivors. If you want to bring the Wild Hammer into the Goliath, start by helping out Firebeard to the west. Seek out Keegan Firebeard at Firebeard's patrol in Twilight Highlands. Yeah, that's for later. I need a break. So, we are going to go to Stormwind. Ta-da! So, Tolbarad, right here. Deepholm. Oldham. Hyjal. Twilight Highlands. And Rashtir. So, all of them have been unlocked. So that's why I've kept my Hearthstone set for Dalaran, because then I can... Stormwind is just a quick portal away, and then go over to the Earth Shrine and travel to whichever Kata zone I want to. Where was I going? Oh, right. I was actually going to go talk to the Hunter trainer.
You need something?
I speak trains in the ways of the hunter. Call Pet 5. Not that I'm using that aspect of the fox. The hunter takes on the aspects of a fox, allowing her to shoot steady shot and cobra shot while moving, and causing her to gain 5 focus whenever she receives a melee attack.
Be careful.
Okay. So just one thing left to learn, and that's not till I get to the final level. And one more thing to learn. Nope. Walk the road right past her.
Welcome.
Master Riding. There we go.
Keep your feet on the ground.
There goes most of my money. Okay, that's it for today. Depending on how my back's doing, I'll probably be back. I'll be back either on Sunday or, well, sometime next week. I just don't know when. I post on Blue Sky to announce when I'm streaming. So and it's the same username as just Donna, or yeah, just Donna. Usky.social. We'll look for just on Silvercoat. Either of those will work. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Drink water, eat food, take your meds, take a nap, take a shower. Just self-care. And next time, the plan is to actually switch back to the War Within, now that I got through the Cataclysm content that I really wanted to stream. And then we'll see how long the War Within content takes. I'm technically in the middle of the Undermine stuff, but there's a new thing coming up on the 27th of this month, so I'm debating whether I want to continue with the Undermine stuff or switch to the stuff that leads up to that. We'll see how I'm feeling. So take care, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Or talk to you next time, whatever. Bye!